everyone, this is Deanna the Organized Miss, and I'm having some hot tea today because I just am not feeling swell. Welcome to my pile of partially finished, partially started. Actually, there may be, a couple in here that are, quote, finished, if I can call it that, junk journals. And, I don't have a style. I don't think. I mean, all of these kind of feel different to me, different styles. And I pulled these out for inspiration because I'm wanting to start a new junk journals. I was thinking series. And as I got to thinking about it, I was like, what kind of junk journal do I want to make? And I thought, well, let me get out some that I've made before and see what I feel like. I kind of have an inkling. And then I was like, wow, I have so many unfinished. I'll work a little here and then there and then that one. Then I'll go back to that one. So I thought, well, let's look at what I've got here and see if that can help me. Because for the last, 2 or 3 weeks or so, how about for a period of just a couple weeks, every time I went to the mailbox and found junk mail in there, I just filmed myself going to the mailbox. And then I have kept said mail in a pile back there that I was going to use for this series. And I think what I had in mind was something like this junk journal. So this is a completed journal that I did with envelopes. My whole plan was to use junk mail envelopes that I'd gotten in the mail. Let's see what I got there, and just find ways to use them. So obviously a window envelope. Some I covered up like completely. So others, like in here, I left the window. Yes, I am currently feeling creatively challenged, which is why I pulled this out. Some left it so that you could tell that was an envelope. Like here, some I didn't decorate as heavily. And then I tried to mostly use recycled materials. I tried not to use too many new things in here. Obviously stickers, likely are new. But I tried to also use things that had been in other projects, like they were leftover. Tried not to print new things out. I used, let's see, was this painting paper that I glued on top of that? Yes, it was. And I just played in here. Some days I did more than one, page. Other days I, didn't pick up at all. But it was a lot of fun, kind of, again, just finding the different ways that I could use my junk mail envelopes into a journal. So every single page in here, these are all envelopes. That is what I made the signatures out of. And that's a newspaper. I know that, newspaper clipping. Oh, this was a piece of paper that came in a letter my grandmother sent me. And she had notes on the other piece, so that was an extra one left over. Oh. This was digitals I had made for something. What's this? Oh, journal cards. So, so this was just an exercise in imagining what I could do. So I did make that. I was trying to figure out how to use these, what are these called? Wax seals, This is a handkerchief that I scanned in to make it digital, kind of playing around with that. And again, just scraps, and that was either in some junk mail or a magazine. I don't exactly remember. But yeah, so I thought the whole reason I'm flipping through this is to give myself, oh, I was trying to learn how to make these flowers. Springboard for my ideas, for what I can do next. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun to make. So I don't know that I want to do another, all envelopes, because I have so many pieces of, junk, the mail and packaging. Oh yeah, I like that. I think this was from a notebook. No, it was from notepads from a hotel that I had stayed at. Yeah. I think this was actually also the paper. Yes, this was the note paper. So that was a lot of fun. And of course the envelope, or the outside here, was a mailer envelope, from the post office. So this is kind of really my first idea about what I want to make. I don't want to use all envelopes, but I like the concept of this was all junk mail and recycled pieces. Another one was this one. This was a junk envelope that I got in the mail, and I just, collaged and painted, and that's so fun. And then I had, it was a big one, and I cut it in half, and I made all the elements, and then I sat down with a friend who had never junk journaled before, and we sat down one day and made our own journals with the covers there. But then I had scanned the cover in, and so I made, fun little, this is a pocket, elements and things that I included in here. Of course, packaging. There was some new stuff in here, scrapbook paper or whatever that I had, and I made my own coffee dyed. So this was a combination. It was, new scrapbooking things or things that were left over from previous projects, and die cuts and elements from a subscription kit that I just, wasn't using. And a tag, again, made out of the digital. I think you could probably see, kind of came from here, I think. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I challenged myself to try something new. And I do still have this image scanned in somewhere on my computer. I could probably find it, resurrect it, and play some, try some new things. And so this isn't a journal that I would ever really write in. It was more of the process, which is kind of what I do. I create things that I don't necessarily write in. The journaling for me is the actual making. So that's an idea, to create the something from the mail and then use that and digitize it. I had long been looking for this specific cover of this specific golden book from my childhood. So she had made it. I think there's like 10 signatures of 10 pages each in here, and it's all scrapbook, which is why I haven't really done a lot with it yet, because I've had it for a couple of years. But what I did do is I went through and I did I haven't decided where to put those yet. I made little tabs at the beginning of each section with different things. This was some paper that I had made, and this pink fabric was fabric I had left over from when my daughter was a little girl. She had a dress made of this. So, I've saved some of that and made things over the years. So each of them had something at the beginning. And then I put these in here because I thought I was going to use them at some point. I'd made this pocket and I put it in here, and then I have her business card. Her name is Tori Bissell. I don't think she's making things anymore for sale. She is a teacher now in Africa, and you know, it's not coming to me where, but I still follow her on Instagram, but she's not doing quite the crafts that she used to. And then I haven't known how because it's so beautiful, the pages, but I had thought I would use it less as a journal and more as a junk journal. But the way that it's bound, I just have thought, I don't know what it's going to look like if I try to fill it up as a junk journal. You know, how it's going to grow. I don't know. So this sits on my shelf, essentially, until I feel inspired to use it. And I really want to be inspired to use it, but it's just so pretty. This one was my junk journal junk journal January. I put 24, so it must have been January. It must have been the beginning of this year. And of course, a Trader Joe bag. So I love using their bags. And this was more of just a fun, kind of creative. I wasn't really following any prompts. I was just sort of doing what I felt like doing. Mostly I was using a lot of like different paper bags. This was one that had been a paint backdrop. Yeah, this was a junk mail. But yeah, I just did whatever I felt like. I don't know. I think maybe just the theme was fun and eclectic. Must have bought this about that time. Decided that it needed to go in there. I did include some like writing spaces of, you know, places. I don't know, because I don't actually write in them. This has someone's address in it. Yeah. So I do have plenty of places for journaling, is the point. This was clothing tags. Yeah, maybe I was thinking this more of like an art journal, junk journal. It's not junk, it's art. Yes, it is. I started a video series. What I did was I filmed myself making a journal that I used for a class, and then I donated the book to the organization that was hosting the event, and then they auctioned it off as a fundraiser. But I did film all the process in making it, and I think I've only edited it and put up one video from that. I was going to do multiple, so that's something I could do. I could finish editing the rest of those videos. Yeah, this was very much I made this to inspire me for that that class. It's not junk, it's art. So I guess, hey, if you'd like me to resurrect that, leave me a comment below if you think that would be fun to do another series on, or to finish that, make the series. I'm not sure. Let me know. So this was a paper bag. There's another piece in there. I really tried to use a lot of different paper bags in here that I had. And so that's what this was. This was primarily a paper bag journal. And a little pocket here in the back. I just sewed that on to be a pocket and another note space. But I had a lot of fun making this one. And again, it was, you know, all recycled things, bags and things that have made their way into the house. So I really do, I'd say this is close to my style, but every now and then I want to include new things. This one was one of my first digitals. So this was some mixed media art that I made and collaged. and then I scanned it. And then I used the scan images throughout. And I put them on, this is a 6x9 envelope, so it's pretty sturdy. But then I have also used scrapbook paper in here, as well as some digital paper that I kind of made, I guess, to go along with it. Not a guess, I did. This was from some piano sheet music that I scanned in. It is in the public domain now, so I was able to scan that in. And then I used that in this little journal. Just made it. Kind of the theme of this was based on this song, which somewhere it's in here, I guess. We'll get to that. Here it is. This was the sheet, the front page of it, My Wild Irish Rose. So I used this as the inspiration for the journal. Again, just, you know, some of that digitized paper. And then I did use fussy cut things out and use some fabrics that I have. This was packaging. Actually, look what, I leave this on my desk. It was the packaging that this came in. That's fun. That fabric from her dress makes an appearance again. This delicate lace. Some stamping. I was just playing. Honestly, I don't know how long I worked on this. These are images from a book that I have. Rose, you know, a book of flowers. And another one. Just made these fun little journal cards. Painty papers. This little note place to write notes. This was an envelope. I think you could probably see that I just covered with paper. So that is taken from the past. Honestly, I've made this. This was one of my first, one of the first. I don't know which one of these came first, to be honest, but about the same time period. Journals. So I really like doing that, but I do have this, which this is all I've done with it. It's more of a fabric journal, and I thought of maybe making like a fabric journal, but it wouldn't be, I wouldn't be using my trash that I've been collecting. That sometimes I would put them in here while I'm working on them, and I don't sew them in until I feel like I'm done with them. Okay, so this one is not finished. I have started it. The pages are from a gardening book that a friend of mine does auctions, and I went to pick up something we purchased from her, and there was a pile of books. She's like, nobody bought these, here, take them. So I was like, okay, I can find a way to use them. I made this hidden paper clip from one of these bags. I'm not sure which bag. This was a tea bag cover. It's just tea bag, you know, it's just trying things, trying new things. So every now and then I like open this up and I might add to it, but it really has been neglected. The papers, I've already kind of gotten all the pages in there that I thought that I would use. It's not stitched together. It is just slid in here under this jump ring. So all the pages are, oh yes, how fun. Of course I will recycle. If you tell me to recycle it, I will do it. A little Trader Joe's bag, and this was from my tea bag, and this was, I think, the tea. I don't know if it was this one for another one, but I was like, I love that. It can go right there. There is really no rhyme or reason for this book. I don't even know if I had a theme other than maybe just that it was, you know, yellows and oranges and flowers, I guess. I don't really know. Tag. Haven't figured out what to do with it, so it's in there. And library card that hasn't found a home yet. So I like this, but I'm not motivated really to work in that one. This is another one that I use the cover for while I'm working on the insides until I decide to stitch it together. And I think these are a lot of pieces that I think I was gathering to work on, and I just haven't yet. I made this with, what is this stuff called? Things that you get from the store for your cooking, like wax paper. And I just stitched it onto some sheet music. And then I made these out of, must be cardstock. Made a little closures. I thought that would be fun to either, you know, tuck in, or I guess I need to wrap this around a little bit more. Either tuck into a journal, like, or, you know, I could glue it on. I don't know. So these are all just things that I was sticking in here to work on. Some things that I had started. I guess they're all things that could be used. Little bits of ephemera. Oh, I made this. And this is a scanned copy. Maybe I thought I could do something more with it. I don't know. So this is a good size to work with for me. You know, I like that. But I started this, and this, I don't know if this is a junk journal per se. It is a, what did I use to cover it with? Cardstock, maybe, packaging, but these are book pages, and I've just kind of gilded them because I thought for effect. This was maybe a magazine. But this, oh yes, I used cardboard. This is another page, but I liked it, and I thought it would make a good, you know, spine or something. I don't know yet. So the plan originally for this was to use elements from the book itself as the pages, and then these pieces of vellum to be little pockets that I could put ephemera in. So it would be like a little ephemera book. So I used, file folders. That's what I used as the basis of all this. And then these are pages either from the book itself, or this was a map, an almanac, and of course brown paper bags. And I sort of just told, so there's more than one book pages in this. I kind of put them together to tell my own little story. Yes, this is what it was. And then I was decorating the pages like that. And I didn't finish. I got to there, I guess. And I made it with this type of tab binding, which I'd never done before, so I was just trying it with that. Leftover pieces that somehow I thought I needed to use. So this is a work in progress. I I really did want it to be like an ephemera holder. So these were some of the leftover pieces, literally. Then I could have, this would just be an ephemera holder. But it's not really a junk journal. So this is a project that I need to come back to, but when I feel like it. See, this is what happens. This is why I have so many half done. This is kind of fun. I do have a good idea with that. I should get back to it. This one, my daughter and her boyfriend got me when they were traveling. And it's so cool. And she knew I would love it because it's not an altered book. It was one that they took, you know, the pages, the book block out and added, here we go. It's an upcycled journal. And it was made at an art school, I believe in Georgia. And so I have started just kind of, again, I wanted to use, you know, packaging, recycled elements in here. This was a, I don't know if that was an envelope or a page or something. Trader Joe's always come in clutch with the good designs. And that's as far as I've gotten. So this just feels like, why did I put the peach bag in there? Oh, probably because I got this in Georgia and I thought that would, anyway. So this is kind of like, I don't know. This is a possibility. I'll set it there. And this is I started this, I think, with Junk Journal January this year. And I didn't finish it. I started playing around with it. So there's definitely opportunities to, you know, work in this one maybe. This was a tag that I covered. So some of these I did use the prompts to just be a place to write notes. So I feel like, I know there's no rules in junk journaling. However, I feel like when I make a journal, what is happening here? I feel like when I make a journal, whatever the reason is I'm making it for originally, I got to keep following those rules, right? Like I made this for Junk Journal January to do these prompts. So I feel like if I'm going to work in this book, I should only use those prompts. I know it's my book. I can do whatever I want, but I feel like I should, yes, January. Maybe, you know, I have another book that I started in October one year, and I think I should only work in it in October. I don't know. It's not rational, but that was fun to make. I used, this was my grandmother's handwriting. So I just layered that up. That was fun. Maybe I'll scan that in and use it for something. Another envelope with my grandmother's handwriting, that paper. Looks like this was a tag, a clothing tag they used. So I think we're probably getting a good sense that my style is kind of all over the place. I thought I was going to put something in there, and I did not. I really loved using this. This was a bag that a t-shirt came in that I ordered for my daughter, and I said, let me keep the bag. Jelly print. This was an envelope that I cut up, or a bag. I'm not really, it was a bag, a white bag. If it's an experiment, yes it is. another bag, turned it into a pocket. This one I just sewed some Amazon packaging to this paper bag remnants and made a little thing out of it. I don't know what I thought I was going to do with it. So this one is clearly still far from finished. But I used a Christmas winter time. Oh, I don't know. So I could use one of these covers, one of these ideas. I still have plenty over here. I have this one that I thought one time I was going to use, and I have done literally this. So this, I don't know, all these things to give me an idea of what I'm going to do with all of the stuff that I have saved. So I don't think I've gotten any closer to an answer. But my next thing is to go through all the things that I collected.